with Sherry Bronson.
You know, a lot of people from different backgrounds can go to prison. But how was your family life as teenagers growing up? How was your relationship with your parents? Your mom and your dad?
My dad and my mom got a divorce when we were 7 years old. Okay. And so they separated. I was a daughter. I love my dad. And my mom, we were sort of on a different book because my mom was not us, and she's still not us because we're bold, we're courageous, and we've always been that. So, but the home life, my mom is a school teacher. My dad, he worked for the federal government for 30 years, and he died in 2004 in a car accident, but he was a wonderful man. It's just basically teenagers do what they want to do. So when we were teenagers, we just decided to do what we wanted to do. So
rebellious souls.
No doubt, no doubt. Pretty much,
yeah. Talk about that,
yeah, and
Marissa.
And right now, we're teaching children. We go into the Dallas ISD, working with Vision Regeneration, and we go into the Dallas ISD, and we teach children about the power of choice, because it does not start when you become an adult. You wake up and say, hey, I'm going to be a convicted felon. No, it starts when you're in middle school and high school, and you grow into this rebellious, hard-headed, don't want to listen adult, but the consequences are so much steeper. It's amazing. And so that's one of the things. So we had a lot of bad temperament, stayed in a lot of fights, but we didn't know, we had no idea how to direct that anger and frustration.
You have learned the consequences of rebellion.
I learned after losing everything, being homeless, because we both have been homeless, been in domestic violence situations, and been to Sorrow's kitchen and licked the plate clean pretty much, you know, and to be able to recover. But through going to prison, God really taught me to trust in him. Really, I'm telling you, there's not an amount of money that can bring forth peace. There's not an amount of money that can keep you when you want to kill yourself, when God is saying, I'm there with you. So going from being that woman that was empty and lonely, which a lot of people know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of people are still even there at this place right now in their life. And when it comes down to romance God, spend time with God, love God, and allow him to love you. Because there's a void that nothing out here can fulfill you, but there's a God that can fulfill you inside and let you know who you are and whose you are. And that's the one thing that I learned through the process of going to prison. So at this point in my life, I'm a very confident woman of God, and just happy that I am who I am because he loves me.
Yeah.
I was that young adult that thought I knew everything. I was the one that was so empty inside that I had to go out and get men in order to fulfill me. At a young age, I was a topless dancer. At a young, you can't tell now, but I have 7 children, so you can't tell I was that figure. But nevertheless, I was empty inside. You know, I was very empty. I was very lonely, and a lot of the times when I was out there, I couldn't get the definition of really who I was, because I was trying to search and search. And so I gave my life to Christ back in '96. Back in '96. And so when I gave my life to Christ, it was a very slow process, but God started the renovation process. That's what I call it. The renovation process. God didn't have to tear down my whole building in order to make me new. He had to take out all the old stuff and begin to work on the inside of me. So he started taking out the old things and started renewing my mind, renewing my spirit, my heart, and even my thinking patterns. And so the person that I am now, a woman full of faith, like I mentioned earlier, bold as I was then, I use it now for God's purpose.
Amen. That's it. He takes what we used to do and he uses it for the kingdom.
Exactly.
What we used to be, he's now using it for the kingdom. But now, ladies, it's time to get to the day that you all were arrested. And either one of you can just share with the audience, how was that day? And I believe that day you were taken away from your children on the day you were arrested.
It was emotional. It was real. Okay. It was like, okay, I done did it, you know, pretty much. And not only is it affecting me, it's affecting my kids and everyone around me, because our mom actually had to come get our kids, leave school, and she said she's a school teacher, and come get us. And my mama was like, couldn't one of y'all tell the other one not to do it, you know? Yeah, you know, that's pretty much a good thought. But at the same time, when you seem to be in a desperate situation, you know, there are a lot of things that you're liable to do when you don't know God and don't have faith in God. She knew God. I was running.